Another wonderful Thursday morning right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. This is Dominion Sport. You're welcome on the journey where we take you through all things sport on the show this wonderful morning. I am Paul Abe Toluwanimi, and I have the man with unbiased analysis, Samson Balogun, expert when it comes to giving you updates in the world of sports this wonderful morning. I'm sure you know how we do it on the show. We look at the local front this wonderful morning, the fixtures from Rivers United and Niger Tornadoes. Also, we have fixtures for today, the rescheduled game for the MPFL fixtures in March the 6th. Also, we'll be looking at the NWFL this wonderful morning and more from the Champions League and also the Europa League fixtures for today. All this and more on the show right here on Dominion Sport. Good morning to you, Samson Balogun. How are you feeling this wonderful morning?
Well, good morning to you, Toluwanimi. Good morning to you, to our esteemed viewers out there. It's really nice to be back here to talk sports. Yeah. Yes, there's a lot to unpack. The ever Champions League game, and yesterday we saw a flurry of goals and victories for some people, and defeats and draws for some others. But most definitely, it's a lot to unpack. We'll be talking about the NWFL, as you rightly said, developments in that area, and of course the MPFL also. So there's a lot to talk about. Sit back, relax, and let's just get on with it.
All right. Quickly, Samson Balogun, yesterday we were talking about Nigeria at 65, looking at the world of sport. Has it been for Nigeria? And I got so many feedback from those that watched the program yesterday, and they were excited for the way you were able to break down things, looking at the way forward, things that needs to happen. But I just want to ask a quick question, because I got a question right there from one of those that watched the program yesterday. He called and said, I should ask, how do we now implement the right set of people in office going forward if we want to, have a new dawn in sport in Nigeria?
I think the first thing to do is to be honest with ourselves. You can't go anywhere without being honest with yourself, and oftentimes we tell lies and we start believing our own lies, and that's exactly why we're here. It's only pardon my language, only a foolish human being who start believing his own lies, and that's exactly the point we are right now. We, just like I said, sometimes we have seen businessmen, we have seen lawyers, being at the helms of affairs when it comes to sports administration in Nigeria. And then the question you ask yourself is this person fit to be there? But then we totally sweep that under the carpet, believing, let's just forget about the person's credibility, let's forget about the person's qualification, let's forget about the person's, ability to fit into that role. And then we start expecting a lot from nothing. Take, for example, nobody plants an apple tree and starts, reaping pepper after it's time to reap the fruit of whatever it is you have done. So it's like that. So we are expecting too much from nothing. Do we have a base where we can now say, let's build upon? No, we do not have that. Do we really have a structure when it comes to football and sports administration in Nigeria? I don't think so. So everything we have built so far has been built on a lie. So that's why I said we have to go back to the drawing board. And then when I said let's go back to the drawing board, it's not about going back there for going sake. So it's not the usual thing we do. So sometimes we lie to ourselves that, we are going back to the drawing board. We have not gone anywhere. You are just running in circles. So let's be honest. Let's look at an holistic approach where things can be done the proper way. And that is by making sure that whoever is running for the office of FA chairman, IAF chairman, Athletic Federation of Nigeria, whoever is going for AFN chairman must also understand that, I am either retired as an athlete, or either I know a lot about sport administration, not just knowing there's a qualification that backs it up, and not just about qualification that says, because I want to run, I've rushed to somewhere to do 3 months course and they say, I'm qualified. No, it must have been, in sport administration for a long time.
I agree.
There are some people that this is what they do. They don't do any other thing else. So don't just go and bring a certain lawyer from Sokoto or a farmer from Abeokuta or a mechanic from the East to say, because you have you deserve to be compensated, then come and run sports in Nigeria. As long as you want to, take things serious, we should start from the beginning,
right.
and not just at the middle.
All right. Starting from the beginning is looking like a new creation, and I'm sure we should be ready for a new creation right here if we want to get back to the limelight when it comes to Nigerian sports right here in Nigeria. Let's move away from that and let's take the news from the local story where Rivers United floored Niger Tornadoes and extended their unbeaten run. Rivers United maintained their unbeaten start to 2025-2026 Nigeria Football League, the NPFL season, following a 1-0 win over Niger Tornadoes at the Adekoye Stadium right there in Port Harcourt on Wednesday. Both teams failed to hit the target in the first half despite creating numerous scoring chances. The All-Star ever took the lead from the penalty spot from Mikla Biko 5 minutes after the break. Finidi George side are now unbeaten in their last 16 home matches right there in the NPFL. The last host at the home against Bayelsa United on November 10, 2024. Rivers United moved to third position on the table with 11 points from 5 matches. Niger Tornadoes dropped to fourth position following the defeat. And there you have it on the screen, Rivers United. I'm sure those were your predictions yesterday, saying, I think all things equal, Rivers United should be picking all 3 points. And there you have it, Samson Balogun.
Absolutely. When you talk about experience and how prepared these two teams are for the new season, I mean, you can't just underestimate what Rivers United have in stock. Last season, they almost got the league title, but Remo Stars were relentless. They knew what they wanted, and then they went all in for it. Remo Stars winning the league last season, of course, closely followed by Rivers United, and that's what actually placed them in the position where they are actually playing continental football right now. So I think they were able to expand the squad towards the tail of last season, of course, and the new season, bringing in a few more players because they knew they were going to be busy. They will play on the continent, play the FA Cups, and most definitely they will play, the league, which is 38 games is no mean feat. So you have to be really prepared. You have to have a large squad to do that. The only set of teams that are permitted to have about 25, 30 players are those teams who are not playing on the continent, and they don't have any other assignment aside from what they will be doing in the league 38 games. Yes, you might say, oh, give or take, we are not going to have too much injury crisis. So for a team like Rivers United, they were prepared. Not all the players that played away from home when they played, on the continent, the CAF Champions League, not all of them are actually available for Rivers United. They had to rest some players, but fortunately for them, they were still able to get all 3 points, and that's all matters for a big team. It's not just about how beautiful you play. Can you get all 3 points in all these games? And they have done that, which moved them, a bit further on the log, and it's just a matter of time before we start separating the boys from men, and that's exactly what we are doing right now.
All right, let's look at other fixtures for today right there. The NPFL, it's going to be a mouth-watering game today, right there, match day 6 of the rescheduled game. Yes, sir, there you have it on the screen. Rivers United and Niger Tornadoes done and dusted already. Kwara United against Plateau United are also going to play out their games today, and we're going to have a big game between Abia Warriors and Remo Stars. There you have it. Remember, Kwara United and Abia Warriors are out already of the CAF Champions League continental football. They're out of that one, but Remo Stars are still in contention for a place right there in the big stage. But tonight is going to be a big one between Abia Warriors and Remo Stars by 4 p.m. and also Kwara United against Plateau United. Quick one before we look at the log table. Samson Balogun, there you have it. It's going to be a big game between Kwara United and Plateau United and also Abia Warriors and Remo Stars. How do you see this game pan out for these teams for today?
Well, if you look at the current trajectory on the log, Plateau United and Kwara United, they are just about 1 point separating the two sides. Plateau United currently on 14th, while Kwara United is currently on 16th position on the log. Just a point separating these two teams. Most definitely, it's going to be a difficult test for them. They both crashed out of, of course, Kwara United just crashed out of the Continental Confederation Cup. I mean, this should be a morale booster for them. This should be a morale booster for them going forward in the league, and they should be able to get a result from this game, this particular one against Plateau United. Plateau United, as we said, I think about a few days ago, they have not really been convincing so far this season, and that's a huge blow for the team.
Just 2 wins and 3 losses.
Just two, yeah. So it's they also need these 3 points. Both teams actually need this set of points. And if care is not taken, I see Plateau United giving Kwara United a lot of problems in this game. Yeah.
All right, for Abia Warriors and Remo Stars are sitting on the log of the table with 10 points. You have Abia Warriors also on the log of the table with 13 points. 2 wins, no draw, 2 loss for them. Also, Remo Stars, it's 2 win, 1 draw, 1 loss.
Yeah, if you look at Remo Stars, they have 2 games outstanding. That's why they are on 10th on the log. If you had 6 points just by submission, if you put 6 points on, that will be on 13 points, and they'll be right there, probably first or second on the log. So that's the mathematics on ground. But you know, you can make assumptions based on games that has not been played. They will first of all have to slug it out against Abia Warriors, who just crashed out of the Confederations Cup on the continent. And Abia Warriors also has a point to prove. When the season started, you know, they were up there. Immediately they started continent engagement. You know, it affected them. That's why what we say about being prepared for the tournament. You see, Abia Warriors were just fortunate to finish in that position, but unfortunately, their preparedness was put to test when they played on the continent, and then it just showed as they crashed out. So most definitely, Remo Stars have a lot at stake. They have a lot to prove, because the triple
day by 4 p.m. Do you think the last time out they faced the Plateau United, they lost? Do you think going away would also affect the players, and looking at how far they have gone in the CAF competition right here? Do you think it's going to affect them going into this one?
Well, it's going to play a part. It's going to play a part. Abia Warriors is no small team.
I agree.
And for Remo Stars, it's not like they have also been really decisive when it comes to how they play away from home this season. To Kun Khalifat, they really struggled. They struggled against Kun Khalifat, and against Plateau United they lost. And that time, Daniel Ogumodede was not around. It was his assistant coach that was at the helms of affairs. And I think he's back now, fully with the team, as he's not under any assignment with the national team. So most definitely his experience and tactical know-how and decision-making on the field of play, on the sidelines, on the touchline, will definitely play a part in how they execute their away game against Abia Warriors. So I hope that with the coach fully on ground, it's going to influence how these players play. And majority of these players who were rested because they were playing on the continent will have to be fully back in the team to help them gain all 3 points, because this is going to be a decider on how it pans out for them before they start playing the remaining set of games on the continent. So they really have to be ahead, and of course make some decisive decisions, which is to get as many 3 points as possible right now, because that might just earn them going forward.
All right, it's just going to be the last one quickly on the fixtures. For Abia Warriors, Sam said, it's 2 wins in 2 on their home ground. So it shows that when it comes to playing home football for them, they are strong at heart. How can they also break through against the defending champions, Remo Stars?
You see, they can be really strong when they play at home.
Yeah,
it's not a big deal. But then if you look at the quality of teams they have faced at home, so it tells you that the biggest opposition they will be playing at home so far this season will be Remo Stars, and will be put to test.
Yes, I agree. But looking at the defense also, they've only considered 2 goals this season. And on their home ground, they have not considered any goals. So it looks like...
I said, I will repeat again, the biggest opposition they will be playing at home this season will be Remo Stars. And that's what they are playing. Kano Pillars is not the defending champion. Remo Stars remains this. I mean, no two teams can hold that title in one single season. So as far as I am concerned, the biggest test they are going to... that any team will have at home this season will be Remo Stars.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot now. What's your prediction?
My prediction is that no matter how tough it's going, 2-1, 1-0, regardless, Remo Stars will win.
All right, we'll be here tomorrow to look at the result after the game between Abia Warriors and Remo Stars, and also Kwara United and Plateau United. All right, let's move away from that story. Let's take more stories from the local front this wonderful morning. Samson Balogun. One thing, it develops better, and there you have it. Warri Wolves are also back in the news. The Warri Wolves risk sanctions over suspended Gaffer. And, one thing I enjoy with Samson Balogun is the fact that when it talks about can do better, all of a sudden it looks like they're listening, and they're always in action to say, okay, I think we just had Samson Balogun and Toluwanimi on Dominion Sport. So how do we now come back to put things at the office and all that? And immediately, Samson, Warri Wolves reported suspension of its head coach, yes, Napoleon Aluma, as failure to adhere to procedures for contracting coaches in a letter titled, yes, naturalization and registration of contract addressed to the club signed by Davidson Awumi, the MPFL Chief Operating Officer. The club was mandated to ensure full compliance by submitting its contract with all of the club technical and management officials. Honestly, Samson, let's just break it down quickly because once we read the letter, information reaching us from the media space suggests that the rules of 2025 demanding compliance by Warri Wolves, stating that you are aware that the framework and rules of the MPFL 2025-2026 Section B, Article 611 clearly state that the requirement for engagement and procedure for registration of contracts for all club officials, and it looks like they're already bridging that contract. So they're wondering, our team, let's read. And even know the contract, PFL media and everybody are coming to the aid and saying this is what it is at this point in time. How do you see this one pan out for Warri Wolves right there in the MPFL and properly if we want to grow the league?
You see, unfortunately, we have to come back here to talk about this. I mean, it's an anomaly, it's an aberration, it's unreasonable, it should not happen. Whatever it is you want to use to qualify this at this time, I mean, you are just going to be correct and right at the same time. So I am really sad. Yeah. I mean, people that should know better are the ones knowing your onions, knowing what your job entails. Don't just bring someone because, oh, yeah, this person, yeah, I like him, this person has been with him for some time, and then, oh, want to put you at the ends of affairs of, running sports-related activities in the country. I mean, that's totally unfounded, it's unreasonable, should not happen, it's an aberration. And, at this time, you begin to wonder, who took the decision to suspend the coach in the first place? Do you even know what it means to have a contract? I mean, the coach, by now, if he knows what he's doing, let's just, part ways, and then you sack him, and then you compensate him. That's how it is done in the Senate line. Okay, so now you have not sacked the coach. Yes. You are telling the coach you have submitted.
So something now. According to the report that I'm having here, and I quote from the MPFL board, they are saying that you are ever in breach of this section as Warri Wolves FC have not submitted the contract of its officials to the league body. So they have not even submitted the contract. So you're supposed to even submit.
That's the deal. That's the deal. The football body must know exactly what is going on in your team. Yeah. The football body must know exactly what is going on in your team. Yeah. And everyone that is under contract, we are not talking about members of staff, especially the coaching crew. Their contract must be expressly clear and must be expressly clear and must be made available to the league management company. So whoever has not done that has actually, one, flouted the rules that guides the football governing body, and you have not submitted a contract, and then you are saying, look, you have been suspended. I mean, we play too much in this country.
Honestly,
we joke too much. And if the coach really knows, you don't even know if he has a contract in the first place. Probably was just picked and said, just be there.
Just be there.
As time unfolds, your performance will determine if you get a deal or not. And some coaches have made themselves a subject of ridicule. I agree. Because they want to get a job at all costs. Oh, let me just take the job. Oh, they are paying me 250 or 300,000 every month or 1 million. Let me do 6 months. I will be on 6 million. See, your pedigree is under the microscope at this time. Because if it eventually unfolds that he doesn't even have a contract with the team, I mean, which team on earth will take him serious from now? I agree. So it shows that you cannot be an hungry coach and still expect to be respected. True. So that whatever it is that is happening right now in that team at Warri Wolves depends solely on how the coach presented himself when he was looking for the job, or when the team was looking for a coach and he applied. If he presented himself cheap, they are treating him cheap already. True. And if he presented himself in
the IS team,
and they are treating him in this way, then he should be in court.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he should be somewhere saying, look, I do in arena. Yeah. Then it becomes a problem because you begin to wonder, how did we get here? But we have explained how we got here a long time ago.
A long time ago.
How do we get out
of it is the question now.
Is the question.
And we are still there. We are still there. Now, hold on, something. Now, this is what the MPFL body are saying. Note that failure to comply with this latest statement to the MPFL media made it clear that the Warri Wolves case is not an isolated instance. It said this applies to all clubs that are yet to domicile the contract with their technical officials with the MPFL. Honestly speaking, I will feel bad that we say it every day on the show here that some players don't have contracts. Some club management, some technical management, they don't have contracts. So that is why we are at this point in time, because I'm sure if the MPFL body have a contract of the Warri Wolves management team, they would have gotten the answers already to say, okay, this is the next step to take.
A verdict would
have been made already at this point in time. But see, it is what it is.
You see, it's just unfortunate.
I think they should be fined, or even before now, they should be fined already for not even submitting.
That's why you cannot make a decision on what you don't know, what you don't have. One, they do not have the contract, as they rightly said. They do not have the contract of this technical team. And unfortunately, what they said in that report basically shows that it's not just that when they submit this contract, and the MPFL, the league management company, has a copy of the contract.
Yes.
And when any of these coaches is treated poorly, you have the basis to say, look, I've been treated poorly. The LMC should come to my rescue.
Honestly speaking.
Until I get a job. That's the clause.
Honestly speaking.
But these teams are also afraid that these coaches will enjoy free money.
Free money.
And then they will go somewhere and just relax, and then job is not even sure in the NPFL. You are not sure who's getting the job. To prove, and he has the pedigree to show that I was at Wolverhampton Wanderers, I was at Nottingham Forest, and with this also number of years, and then I have what it takes to say I want to be a coach at West Ham United, and that was done within the shortest period of time you can ever think.
Nottingham Forest are still paying him the money that the contract did not finish. Come on,
so some coaches do it, and for some. Oh, as soon as you tell me to go, contract has expired. It depends on what you have signed with the team.
I agree.
For a coach like Jose Mourinho, sometimes he might just even say, look, whether you just go with your money. At Manchester, when he left Manchester, he said, look, whatever it is you want to pay me, I don't want to be a part of that. Just go. At Chelsea, at a point, he said, look, I don't want to be compensated. Just let me go. If you don't want my services again, I respect this team a lot. I'm a part of the family. Just keep the money. So coaches come with different terms and conditions when they are signing deals. And for this, for the NPFL, I don't think they really have a choice. I think they are being caged somehow. Teams now dictate the pace. Instead of the coaches coming and say, look, I have what I can offer you. This is what I want. But it's not that's not the case. I think if you are really going to be a serious team, going to be a serious league, there are some things that have to put in check. And these announcements should shake everything to their bone marrow right now.
That have not submitted.
That look, if anything happens now, deals, let's see what is there. So once you put it on the table, whoever fails to submit within this period of time will be sanctioned and fined so amount of money. In fact, some teams should be kicked out of the NPFL because of this.
I agree.
This is a grave offense.
I agree.
And nobody is taking the capital punishment for what they have done. So it should be this. If we want to be taken serious anywhere around the world, these petty issues
it's not the skills,
be properly addressed.
It's not the players. That issues
should
like
be properly addressed.
We have stories right here on Dominion Sports, so you can enjoy and you can also monitor the progress of Nigerian sports right here on the go. Let's move away from that. Let's look at Nigeria Women's Football League. Have officially announced the new kickoff date, venue, and fixtures for the 2025 nations-wide football game. The championship is now scheduled to take place from October the 10th to 17th, 2025 at the Barua Township Stadium in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. In a statement released on Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, the NWFL Chief Operating Officer, Modupe Shabi, confirmed that the competition will feature 10 teams divided into 10 groups of 5. She described the tournament as a critical platform for emerging clubs seeking to advance through the league structure. The nationwide competition remains a vital platform for clubs across the country to showcase their potential and progress through the league system. We are committed to ensuring it is competitive transparent, and successful, Shabi said. The schedule will begin with the arrival of the teams and premier technical meeting on October the 10th, followed by the start of the matches on October 11th. Fixtures will continue on October 13, 14, 16, and 17, with October 12 and 15, as the rest days. Stressing the tournament importance for women's development in Nigerian sports, she added, at the end of the tournament, the 2 best teams from the age group will be promoted to the NWFL Championship, which is huge motivation for the participating clubs. She concluded, we wish all the clubs the very best and look forward to an exciting week of women's football in the Federal Capital Territory. The group includes the Osheklan FC from Rivers State, Rangers Women FC, we have Plateau Queens, we have Dream Stars Ladies from Lagos State, we have C2E Sport Academy from Abia State. That will be in Group A. In Group B, it consists of Sporting Angels FC from Rivers State, Alexandra Queens FC from Enugu, Rosa Vextrays FC from Imo State, NAF Queens FC from Abuja, and Solo Wonders FC all the way from Akwa Ibom. There you have the Samson Balogun. It looks like we're starting to enjoy a new system right there in the Nigeria Women's Football League, and it's going to commence October 10.
Well, it's a good one. At least it's going to commence eventually. The date has been shifted too many times to be counted, and that's why I said the league is too frail, too weak, and I don't think it can stand currently. Can stand the test of time if it continues this way. And what do I mean by that? I think we have not really taken the female sport. We have not taken it seriously, despite recording so much success on it in recent times. And the most successful, sport in Nigeria is the female football.
I agree.
They have won the WAFCON so many times than anyone can count with their two hands. If you count, you will need another hand to count the rest. So it's just unfortunate that despite the success we have recorded, the league is still crawling. In fact, crawling is more or less like an overstatement. The league has not risen at all. And why do we still play a breached league in Nigeria when we talk about female football? I don't think that's the right way, because we are not really seeing what we should be seeing. Most teams are too rested, and then when the league finishes, they are resting, they are hibernated, and then when they have to play on the continent, the players are much rusty, and these things really affect how they play and represent Nigeria on the continent. Now you begin to question the fact that, why do we win the WAFCON when majority of our players play at home? And then when they play on the continent, Champions League, female Champions League, we suffer and we struggle to play. So you compare that, you see that there's a wide margin. So there's a lacuna that we need to block, and that's because we have not really kept all these players active all season. If just like the NPFL, the Nigerian Professional League, that it is being played all through the season, is a straight league, 20 teams, 38 games. All players are kept intact. If as well as they play, they still fall short on the continent. How much more of a league that is abridged, that they have too much resting time, and then when it is time for them to represent Nigeria on the continent, there's always an issue. So we cannot afford to continue that. And are we really ready to play the long league, 20 teams? I don't think so, too. Because where's the sponsorship? If you look at the NWFL so far this season, who's the sponsor? The question, you continue to ask that question over and over again. So these teams will be by travel expenses, cost of executing a whole 38 game NWFL season. Can we begin to market the female league the more? I think so. Do we have people who can do that now? I do not think so. So why can't we bring about an idea of let's work together? The female league, the male league, yes, it's getting the traction it deserves right now, and we are just about 20% to what we expect it to be. But then the little they have achieved, why can't we juxtapose your script with that of the NWFL and see what can we also do differently to get the traction that the male league is getting at this time? If we can do that and just place our notes side by side and see where the errors are coming from, I think we will develop. But Are we really ready for that? I don't think people are the corridor of power when it comes to Women League and, of course, even the MPFL. I don't think they are ready for any serious growth. We are just doing cosmetics growth right now. And how long will it take for us for the cosmetics to wash away? I don't think it will take long. So we should really work on the mathematics behind the scene rather than doing cosmetics appearance out there. We have to do a lot to put this sport where it readily belongs. Nigeria has gone too far. 65 years ago, Nigeria was just about just roughly some millions, and then we have grown to 250 million people by estimation. We have not had the new census since 2006. We have not had a new census. So by estimation, they say Nigeria is 250 million people. So if Nigerians are developing, why not the league?
All right.
So we can always do better.
All right. Trust me, when Samson Balogun is speaking like this, it's always a moving train, so it's very hard to stop a moving train. But we must move forward just to enjoy the show because our time is fast spent. But quick one, I just want you to make sure you're following us on all social media platforms and make sure you like, make sure you drop your comment, and make sure you share and let somebody know about Dominion Sport. There you have it on the screen. We're on Dominion Broadcast. It's the handle on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, and also on TikTok, on X, formerly Twitter at Dominion Cast. There you have also the website. Make sure www.dominion.org.ng. So make sure you follow us and we would like to see your comment. Well, let's move away from that. Let's talk the UEFA Champions League night of football. Actions, thrills, reactions, back-to-back goals. Yesterday was mouth-watering. Karabakh started against Copenhagen. Got the victory, 2-0. Newcastle, what Maldi, showing why he was brought in to the side of Newcastle. 4-0 away from home to Union St. Galois. Also, the Gunners, Arsenal, Bukayo Saka getting a goal, and also Martinelli showing, come on, I have the right to be playing the shirt for the Gunners. Borussia Dortmund on the score sheet against Athletic Club. This club is really going through a lot this season. Also, FC Barcelona against Paris Saint-Germain. With the wounded side, Paris Saint-Germain got the victory against FC Barcelona, 2-1. Bayern Leverkusen against PSV Eindhoven. The game ended 1-1. Monaco against Manchester City. Manchester City could not get the victory. Eric Dyer, the former Tottenham Hotspur man, getting the goal from the spot kick right there to give the game to all. Also, Napoli, Rasmus Højlund getting a goal against, getting a brace against his manager, not because he's on loan, against a Sporting CP, 2-1. Also, Villarreal against the Old Ladies of Turin. The game ended 2-0. Something Balogun, they have the fixtures for match day 2 in the Champions League. Now, quick one. Let's look at what's looking like on the table right here for the Champions League. Yes, these are the results for yesterday's game. We have the table at this point in time where we have the teams already. There you have it on the table. Samson Balogun, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Inter Milan, Arsenal, Karabakh, Borussia Dortmund, Manchester City. When you look at that, looks like a team already. We have round of 16 team. We have teams that are going to play the knockout stage, and we have the elimination. There you have it, Samson.
You see, it's already taken shape, and whoever has failed to shift will be shifted. That's exactly what you are beginning to see. And it's only a matter of time. By the time 4 or 5 games are played, boys.
Where do you know? Yes, we know it's who
from men. You already see that some teams are already taking their places. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Inter Milan, even Arsenal. Well, we'll see if there will be boys or men this season. Manchester City, yes, struggled to get into the top 8. But most definitely, there are still some teams that might just make their way into the top 8 if the likes of Borussia Dortmund and Karabakh are to be, sent packing from that particular
because I've seen some big teams.
Yes,
still in
there
the
are still
knockout.
teams that are still. Imagine Chelsea, Barcelona. They are still there.
You see Liverpool. You see Napoli.
Atletico Madrid also following closely. These are still big teams that are yet to make serious impact.
Are you surprised for the elimination teams?
I am not really surprised. Leverkusen started this season on the wrong foot, especially bringing in former Manchester United coach Erik ten Hag, and then after just 2 or 3 games, he was booted out. A new coach was brought on board. It will be really difficult transitioning to a different pattern and then to a different pattern just under 3 or 4 months. So it is a really difficult time for them right now. And, you know, some players also had to leave the team, so I'm not surprised. For PSV, we spoke about them, even Ajax. Even in their leagues this season, they've been struggling, so it's not really a serious one from them. We do not expect a serious challenge. For Monaco. Maybe they are not doing badly in the league, but maybe going on as the season progresses in the UEFA Champions League,
maybe a place in the knockout.
Maybe, and for Athletic Club too. You know,
struggle this season.
They started really well. Their first 2 or 3 games, they won all maximum 3 points in their league.
La Liga, yeah.
Unfortunately, Nico Williams got injured. Inaki Williams have been underperforming, and then everything changed. So we might just see them back. Maybe when Nico Williams is back in the team, they might just you know, get better.
And also Murillo is
yes, Benfica. He did not start the UEFA Champions League season with them. He just you know, got and the first game he played, he had to play Chelsea at home. Unfortunately, they scored an own goal. That's where they are. Maybe going forward in the season 2, he might just crawl back into the, you know, the knockout round. We are still seeing some teams that might still
I agree.
But for the results played yesterday, I think it was just a reflection of who wanted it more and who was really more prepared. Unfortunately, for some teams, they wanted it, but you know, sometimes it's just beyond what you can offer, especially when you are playing away from home. So let's see what happens in the next few games in the UEFA Champions League. 2 games down the line, some teams are already taking their place, and you know, let's see what will happen in the long run.
All right, like Samson says, we're going to separate the boys from the men. Now, quickly before we wrap up the show, let's just look at the fixtures in the Europa League for today. I will draw the curtain of today's show on Dominion Sport. There you have it on the screen. The results, the fixtures are for. Thank you so much, producer. There you have it. We have Bologna against Freiburg, Brann against Utrecht, Celtic against Braga. We're going to see Kiliki and Nacho right there for Celtic. Also, it's going to be a big game. Roma against Lille, Real Betis against Ludogorets, Fenerbahce against Nice. That's going to be a big one to look at for Lyon against Salzburg, Genk against Ferencvaros, Basel against Stuttgart. Something about which game is looking most likely for you to be entertaining?
Well, I think I'll go with the game between. I think it will be Feyenoord against Aston Villa. Aston Villa, they have struggled this season, but it looks like they are getting their mood back.
I agree.
Feyenoord too, they have not been too convincing in their league, but you know, with what they did in the European competition last season, at least they were able to put up a display even in the league. So let's see what will happen between Aston Villa, because Aston Villa has not really been able to convert too many chances, but in the last 2 games, they have been able to do it. Let's see what will happen between these 2 teams.
All right, that's all we can take on the show this wonderful morning. A big thank you to everyone that joined and also everyone dropping their comments right there on YouTube. I'm going to say a big thank you to the crew and also the producer. Thank you so much, Samson Balogun, for always bringing your expertise when it comes to top-notch analysis right here on Dominion Sports. That's all we can take. We're going to see again on Friday. It's going to be Thank God It's Friday edition right here on Dominion Television. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed and bye for now.